Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Abby G here, and today I'm going to be talking about why I became an au pair. So currently I'm an au pair in Spain. I live in the province Barcelona in a small city called Terrassa. I'm about 40 minutes from the center city of Barcelona. I've been here for about 7 months now, and I'm staying for 9 months, so I've got 2 more to go. And it's crazy how fast the time flies. Hey Abby, beautiful rose, what's an au pair? Well, I'm glad you asked. Oh my god, don't let me do that again. An au pair is basically somebody who lives abroad and lives with a family and takes care of their children. It's kind of like nannying, but we don't really like to be called a nanny. So each au pairing experience is different because you're living with a different family, and different families have, different day-to-day activities and different living situations. So I graduated high school last year in June, and in the middle of grade 12, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to go into in university. I didn't want to have to spend thousands of dollars in my studies that I wasn't even passionate about. And traveling has always been a very big part of my family. My parents lived in Japan for almost a decade, and that's where my older sister was born. So knowing about the world and what's happening around you was very present in my family, and so I feel like that was a big part on why I decided to travel instead of going to school. And I found that I matured a lot by taking this year off and living in a different country, because you're by yourself, you don't know anybody, so you really have to be more independent and do things for yourself. I think people feel that taking a year off is kind of taboo, but in reality, there's so much that you can't learn from a textbook. You need life experiences. You need to be able to live through certain situations where you have to make the right or wrong decision. And for that, I'm really happy on my decision on taking a year off and living abroad. I'm not trying to get everybody to take a year off. If you know what you're gonna do, then go ahead and do it. But I just personally didn't know what I wanted to study, so I decided that I'd take a year off, think about it, live a little, and then decide later. And that's what I did. I'm super happy that I found such a wonderful family, because you do hear a lot of horror stories about being an au pair, but you just really have to make sure that you read the family's profile and that you connect with them and that you Skype them before you actually go. Because if you're going a long way to live with a family, you really want to make sure that that's a family that you're going to be able to work with. So for me, I did my au pairing experience through Aupair World. And Aupair World is a website that a lot of au pairs use to look for families. But for the au pair, it's free. You upload photos, you write a little bit about yourself and what living situation you're looking for, whether that's the location or how many kids, etc. So I first heard about au pairing through a friend. And this friend was looking into doing different things the next year instead of going to university, and she came across au pairing. Au pairing was kind of brought up to me as a more luxury job that took care of the kids only a few hours a day, and then you get paid and you have a lot of free time to go travel and just kind of look around where you're living. And that's kind of the case to an extent. It's not such a lavish thing as it was first brought up to me. It is a really great experience to be able to experience a different country and a different country's culture and language and everything. So I was looking for different places to au pair in, and first I was looking for a family in Australia. Figured they already speak English, so I'd be able to get a second job, make more money, do more traveling. However, I live in Canada. Australia is very far, and it was just a little bit too far for me to leave home in case anything happened. So I decided to look for countries closer to home, and I fell upon Spain. I chose to go to Spain because I have actually visited Spain before, and I went to Barcelona city, and I absolutely loved it. And funny thing, I've been here for about 7 months now, and I still don't know how to speak Spanish. I know enough to get by, but not enough to be like, oh, por favor, only know a little. But it's kind of funny because when I moved here, I didn't know that I moved into this region called Catalonia. And Catalonia is kind of like Quebec for all of you Canadians out there, where Catalonia wants to separate from the rest of Spain. I'm not really gonna get into all the politics. Basically, they have their own holidays, their own language, which is Catalan. So when I moved here, people started speaking what I thought was Spanish, but it was actually a different language. Everybody does speak Spanish here, but all the locals speak Catalan. So if you're looking into universities and you're just about to graduate, or literally maybe you're mid-studies and you're not really sure where you're going with your studies, just take a break, take a gap year, and I promise you it will help so much. I know that I'll remember this experience for the rest of my life, and it has really had such an impact on me, and I'm really happy with the decision that I made. At first, it's kind of intimidating because you don't know anybody, but there are so many different platforms that you can use to meet new people and meet au pairs. So it's really not difficult, and you're not by yourself for a while. Like, there are like group chats and Facebook pages that you can join. You can meet people before you actually get there, and that's what I did. So I actually knew people before I got to Spain, which was really helpful. So yeah. So that's basically the basis of being an au pair and why I chose to be an au pair. And again, if you're making a decision about where you want to go, maybe just take a breath and think about different options that you might have. But that's it, that's all. I have nothing else to say. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, bye! Oh my god.